What's up, guys? Welcome to Buckets and Chill, the Retrospect.com's official NBA podcast. I'm your co-host, Javier Faustino, alongside Vincent Pao and Andre Santos.
The Bucks surprisingly win the first game of the series, and Giannis goes out with an ankle injury. I'm not sure if there's anything much to talk about in this game. I mean, I think the series is over. Do you guys think it's over?
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
over.
I think it's over.
3-0.
I don't know if
So
it was the best look either that the Heat won, the Bucks won when Giannis was out.
yeah. So I think we're just gonna talk about the future of the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Wait, let's talk about what Javier said though. Like,
The
do you
Bucks were
think
better.
that or better without him?
No. I didn't say that the Bucks are better without him. I said that
Oh
it's
yeah,
a bad look.
I
it's a
have
bad.
a.
Okay,
It's a
but
bad look.
what do
It's
you
not.
guys like? What do you guys think did it? Like, why do you think they got this dub without Giannis?
Well,
Did
for
you see
one,
any
I think
improvements?
the Heat looked a bit different out there. They were missing shots, and they didn't have that. They have this swagger, like with Jimmy Butler and everything, that they know
Hmm.
how good they are. They know that they're gonna make it, but yeah, in overtime they missed a few shots, and then yeah, it just happened. But I mean, it's gonna be a gentleman's sweep in my prediction. 5 games. I think the series is actually pretty much over, and yeah, it just happens that the Bucks were able to sneak
Yeah.
out the game.
Yeah, I think the Heat are going to close them out next game.
Right.
But yeah, back to what everyone's asking is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I had a chance to talk about this with Javier about Giannis
I don't know.
leaving.
Were we talking or were we arguing? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I okay. Here's my problem with Giannis. Okay, so what's he on? He's 25 years old. What he's on? What, his fifth year, something like that? Fifth,
Sixth, I think.
sixth
Sixth, I think.
year.
Yeah,
Okay,
sixth,
so
sixth.
Yeah.
my problem with
Sixth or
Giannis is how his game is very one-dimensional. Like, okay, so when we look at old past players, like say old stars, like people like LeBron, um, I don't know, they always had this thing where they could improve something on their game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
LeBron
Like
had,
LeBron, he spent like one whole summer working on his post moves
yeah,
and then
post moves, jump shots, and for
yeah.
Giannis, I don't know, there's only one way to play him. It's to like get a rebound, fast break, and put him all the way. I mean, I don't see any other ways to play him. And now that a lot of teams have that figured out, that Giannis is a one-dimensional player, they kind of like the building the wall thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know where he goes from there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can't think of something that you tell him, Giannis, you gotta improve on this, you gotta improve on this.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
thing with him. Like, he's not the type of player where he's just gonna miraculously change his game. Like, he's gonna have like this new move. It's the same thing. Like, it's the same. You know
Yeah.
what you're expecting from him, and you're just tasked to stop it. And I think that's his problem right now.
I was gonna say that I think they got a bad matchup with the Heat, but I thought that was because of the defensive coverages. Like they could put so many guys on him. They have like Bam Adebayo,
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler, Jay Crowder,
yeah,
Derek Jones Jr. and all those guys. But you look at the rest of the East, and it's the same thing with like the Celtics. It's the same thing with the Raptors.
yeah.
They just have
They
so
did
many
the same
bodies that they can
strategy.
throw at him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do they post them up? Like, is that
That's
do
what
they,
I was thinking.
like, they post them up and just surround them with shooters and just hope like some. But that's
'Cause-
still like today's NBA. I don't think that's gonna work. Like
Yeah.
posting them up straight up
Yeah.
I think
in half court
it's like
sets.
it's not the best time for him in a way that he finds his game. Because I was also thinking of that. I think if he wants to dominate more, he has to post up like Duncan or Shaq.
Yeah, yeah, like Shaq
It's
type. Like, you
Shaq
just
in a
post
way
them.
where it's either he's dominating backing down,
Yeah.
or Duncan in a way where he's in the low post and he's creating off there,
Yeah,
or he's using the pick and roll inside the arc.
yeah,
Because when it's too, the game now is so different. It's high, so it's
Yeah.
either he's using his momentum to roll for a dunk or he's popping.
yeah. It's like you play this, like, you imagine playing against this team and you know this guy, he's really good, but all he does is just run at you the whole time.
Yeah,
Like, you're
Yeah.
bound to figure out something. Like, he's not switching it up either. It's not
Yeah.
like Kobe where he'd hit you with those fadeaways, a three,
Yeah.
he'll drive it, whatever.
Yeah.
All these moves.
It's not like he's
It's
gonna
more like
stop on a
Shaq.
dime and like pull up
It's
and
like
drain a
Shaq.
jumper.
in a different era. You know what I mean? Like Shaq was dominant because of that era was just built on like posting up and like what
Yeah.
he could do. But that's all he could do, right? He can't really do
Yeah.
anything else. Giannis, all he does is he can do is really just. I mean, obviously he's a defensive player of the year and he's
Yeah.
also, but like offensively, all he'll hope for is like a fast break, half court.
Yeah.
It's like his game just turns into like this very stoppable kind of, I don't know,
Yeah.
I think
style.
where we should cut Giannis some slack is that we should remember, and it's not just us three; it's just everyone who's like criticizing him. We should remember that he's a power forward. Okay, like yeah, I know
Yeah,
it's a positionless game, but by nature he's a power forward. And if you look at the greatest power forwards, like they always had a great point guard next to them. You have Tim Duncan with Tony Parker. You had Karl Malone with Stockton, and then, for example, like modern day, you have
yeah.
AD with LeBron, right?
I think
AD, he can't do anything by himself. Like even when he was in New Orleans, that's why it was so important for him to have Rondo and Drew Holiday facilitating him. So it's like they need to give him the ball in stride, right? Like when he's
yeah.
like running
I
to the
think
rim,
that's where
like he can't
the
initiate it by himself.
I think
Yeah.
the Bucks as a team also messed that up with the Bledsoe thing. Like they signed
Right.
Bledsoe
Over
probably
Brogdon.
yeah, over Brogdon, and
Yeah,
Bledsoe obviously underperforming so far. And
yeah.
that's one mistake for the Bucks.
Agree. I
And you
think a
can't
better
have
point
like
guard.
yeah, and you can't have a notoriously like poor perimeter shooter in Giannis, and then surround him by someone like Eric Bledsoe, who's like
Yeah.
shaky shooter at best in the playoffs. Like it needs to, yeah. You just need all shooters around him.
So if they lose, you think Giannis is gonna want out?
No.
No.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like
Even
he's yeah. I feel like
2021, I think he doesn't
he
leave.
doesn't seem like
I
the
think
guy
this
who
guy's
like he's
staying,
not
man.
yeah he's not he seems like the guy who'd stay in the team the
Yeah,
whole
Yeah.
career, like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
he doesn't even have he said this thing where he doesn't train with other players, like he doesn't have like it's not
he's
like
got
he's
that.
like like Jason Tatum, Kyle Kuzma, Donovan Mitchell, like AAU buddies, like
Yeah.
going around. It's not like he's gonna text anyone, hey, let's go to Golden State, let's play here.
He
the
has that old school
only
mentality.
the
Yeah.
only thing is I know is he has a good relationship with the Raptors owner Masai, and
Right.
that's
Yeah,
why that's the where that's the
I think they're
rumors
both
of
Nigerian, if I'm
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
mistaken.
They're both Nigerians. I think that's where the rumors of Giannis to
yeah.
and but
I
yeah,
don't
He's
know. He gives me zero
Masai.
KD vibes.
Yeah,
yeah.
and bro,
Growing up in
Masai is such a gangster. Like shout out to Masai real quick. Like
Right.
he does money moves, man. Like he's
yeah, the that's I think that's the reason why. But then yeah, Giannis, I agree with Andre that Giannis growing up in like not in a foreign country and kind of like having to work for where he got it now, and what
yeah,
he said even about he's not really the type to buddy up with friends, train with friends.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's more the type to work with. So yeah, I
yeah,
don't think. But then again, you don't know with this NBA free agency and stuff. I feel like
yeah,
if the Bucks continuously fail to put good players around
Right.
him.
Oh, he's not gonna stay like past like this next
Yeah, I
contract
mean,
if he doesn't win anything. Like let's say his contract's gonna expire in like 1 year. I think
Yeah.
he'll resign if they keep like even if they don't win. But after that contract, I don't think he's gonna stay there.
so
Like
if
if
you
they
were the
don't win
Bucks,
anything.
would you would you like bet on it that you guys can contend again next season and just try to I don't know
Yeah,
how
yeah. I would
I don't
redo
know
it. I
how they're
wouldn't
gonna
trade him because no one they're not getting anyone, man. No one's going to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
My
what if
dad
they
grew up in
what if
Wisconsin as
what if
well,
no
and
what
it's
if
just
the Mavericks offer like Porzingis for like
no.
Giannis?
Porzingis is injury prone as well. Like Giannis is really durable,
Fine. What about
so
like
I wouldn't do
I
that.
think
Embiid or Simmons?
I think something they can explore. Well, they'll be keeping Brook Lopez, but I think there are two types of players they might want to explore signing. I have no. I might have a specific person in mind. Let's say someone like Fred Van Vliet. I
Bro,
think.
Like a
my
shooter.
guy,
A
I think
my
shooter.
guy. I
if
love
they
Fred.
have two quality point guards, I'm not saying he's going to Toronto, but let's just say he had Kyle Lowry and
Yeah,
Van Vliet, right? Can you imagine his ability with two creators like that? So I feel like that's one kind of player that would be good around him. And
yeah,
another is going back to a while ago, Rocco.
yeah.
It's either
No, but they
imagine
already have a better version of Rocco and Chris
And
Middleton,
that's
right?
Chris Middleton.
dude, I don't know about his defense, honestly.
No, but
He's
here,
long
okay.
though. Like,
Here's
and he's
here's my take, guys. I think the key for this Bucks team if there's any way that they can get back, like make a comeback in this series, is they have to feed Chris Middleton. Like they have to get plays
Yeah.
for him. They have to, yeah, they just have to let him take more shots. Because when he takes more shots, dude, that guy's nuclear. Like he's a flamethrower. Like it happens all the time. Like versus the Celtics, like you said, Vince. Like
Yeah, dude. Chris Middleton literally turns to Michael Jordan against the Celtics. Dude. I'm not
yeah,
even joking.
and it's just he's a, and we have to remember he's a 50 40 90 guy. So it's not like, he's gonna be like a poor volume shooter.
Yeah.
Like he's efficient, man. So that's like instant offense if they
Yeah,
can find a way to get him more shots.
I was telling Javier like this Bucks team, they're not bad. Like I legitimately think they are. Obviously, they're getting like exposed right now. But I mean,
Yeah.
last year they were 2 games away from making the finals. I think they're one piece away from
Mm.
contending.
And
Maybe
that's why
one.
they're looking at Chris Paul.
I
Like Chris
I
Paul's
always
like a
saw it
popular
as
rumor to go to
either
Milwaukee.
one piece from winning a chip, or I thought Giannis would act. Like, remember, Giannis had this like stretch where he was making threes, like
Yeah.
against the Lakers.
Oh
he
my
had
god.
like he had like
Killed
five
me, bro.
threes, and then like everyone was saying like, "Oh my god, the league's over. Giannis is making threes. Giannis is making threes."
Yeah.
But
Everyone's freaking out.
That was a crazy time.
you're
Even, like,
saying I
yeah,
agree na they need pieces. But for now, I also want to say that they have pieces that won't win them a chip. I think if Wesley Matthews is your starting shooting guard, you can't win a chip. I
he
think if your
sucks
backup
now,
power
bro.
forward is Ursan Ilyasova, you can't win a chip.
Dude,
Like
Matthew, and the thing with
I
I
don't
also
know,
feel
like guys need to be able to guard the perimeter and
yeah.
create on
I
like
thought Matthews was a
both.
decent defender though,
I
wasn't
think
he?
yeah, I'm more respectful of Wesley Matthews than you are.
No, but
It,
Yeah.
I think
Cause
one trade that I saw, I don't know how it works like contract wise, because I know that Chris Paul is like what he's owed like 40 million or something. I saw Chris Paul for Eric Bledsoe, Dante DiVincenzo, and one first round pick. Like
Chris Paul for would you really risk it all for Chris Paul? What is he
yeah,
like?
and that's
36?
difficult
35.
because Chris Paul has a history of getting injured, right? Chris
Yeah,
Paul's
Yeah.
I'm
turning
not
what
sure about that.
35,
Yeah.
36. Like historically, like point guards that small, they don't do well like
Though
past like
I feel
32.
like if the Bucks want to win, their window is like next year, and if Giannis signs again, hope maybe like the first. I don't know, dude. I feel like their window is really small. I mean, the Celtics are getting better. The Nets are gonna be a contending team, and I feel like
Yeah.
with Giannis and no other pieces to kind of develop around, their window has to be like now. I mean, this year would have been ideal. Like the Celtics
Yeah.
are still so young. The Raptors lost Kawhi, and they were the only ones. They were They were predicted to come out of the East. So
Yeah.
this year was their prime year, but then it's clearly not. So
Mhm.
Do you guys remember when Shaq crowned Giannis as like the second coming of Superman? Like he saw like himself in Giannis that he actually said, "I'll give you the Superman nickname," right?
I mean, he was
Yeah.
so dominant in the regular season. It's
Yeah.
hard to
He
But
like.
is. He really
that's the
is.
this is my argument. Shaq was Mr. Fifth. What was it? Shaq was Mr. 44 minutes, right? Like 44 minutes a game. He was such a monster. And then late game, he was a liability at the free throw line. Couldn't really like make his own shot when it got really tight and they clogged the paint. So that's why it was so important when he teamed up
Yeah,
with Kobe, because he had a perimeter player who could feed him, who could close.
you
And I
guys,
think that's what Giannis needs.
you guys think
Right.
Bud is out for the Bucks? You think he's gonna get?
Yeah, I think so.
He's
Yes.
out if they lose.
If they lose the series, Bud's out.
He has this thing where he does not play his starters long enough. I think.
Yeah, and
Like
what's that word where he's
he's like
too by the book?
kuripot,
Like
dude. He's kuripot.
yeah,
like
parang there's no
like
flexibility.
Nick Nurse figured it out. Like
Yeah.
Nick Nurse was just like, oh, we are not beating the Celtics team without Van Fleet and Lowry. So he decides to play
Yeah.
like what 45 minutes, 42 minutes, like
Yeah.
No,
then
bro. And that's my biggest question for Coach Bud. Like, why is Giannis only playing 36 minutes? Like he's called the Greek freak for a
yeah,
reason, right? He's
yeah.
a freak of nature,
I
freak athleticism.
I mean
And he
before the,
can't play more minutes than that. It's crazy.
yeah, especially in game 2 at least, because game 1
Yeah.
they lost. In game 2 I feel like he had to make the adjustments.
Yeah.
Still played Giannis like what 36 or 37.
Yeah.
Basta-
He's
under
like averaging
40.
36 minutes, and the reporters already asked Coach Bud about it, and he said that they're already like at their ceiling, right? which
Yeah.
is ridiculous because if you look at all of the deep playoff runs by like LeBron, MJ, all those guys, they play what, like 41, 42 minutes.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know what
watch
it is.
the Raptor series. Like Nurse is just saying like, "Oh, you guys are playing the whole game." Kyle
Yeah,
Lowry,
he's burning them
Maxley,
out.
they figured it
Yeah,
out. Like, we're not gonna win if you guys don't play, and it
yeah,
worked. They were down 0-2. They came back. So
yeah. Coach Bud needs to realize that it's do or die. It's like fight or flight right now. Like, just play
I mean, the
him the
series
whole
is over.
game.
The series is over. But like before
Yeah,
that, yeah, I
I
have no
think
idea why.
even in game three, like it was ridiculous that he didn't like play him 40 plus minutes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, if you were the Bucks, what's the move?
Yeah,
Retool.
you take out Bud.
I feel like trading him is not the worst idea, and just
No,
retooling.
no,
Giannis,
I would never
trade
trade him. I would
Giannis.
never trade him.
Yeah,
If
And
you
that's
it's
trade
a
Giannis,
dude.
dude, you're gonna be cemented in history.
Dude, he's
Yeah.
gonna leave. He's
As
gonna
one
leave,
of the
bro. It's it.
No, but that
Okay,
goes
here's
back
the
to my
thing. Here's
point.
the
Like
thing.
Milwaukee
Okay,
doesn't get anyone,
okay.
man.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Every player, when they're always like, we're always like debating, like, oh, is he gonna leave? Is he gonna leave? There's rumors he's gonna leave. They always end up leaving. LeBron did it. LeBron was like, oh, he's not gonna leave. They're all like, oh, he's not gonna leave Cleveland. He left Cleveland. Miami, part two. He's not gonna leave Miami. He left Miami, went back to Cleveland. Melo, he's not gonna leave. Left Denver, went to even Paul George. Paul George like said like Paul George was going to the Lakers, then he decided to stay because I
Oh
think,
my god! Don't even get me started. Don't even
but
get me
then
started.
he left and he went to LA the next year after, and I feel like he only stayed because of that party Westbrook threw for him. But then yeah, all these players they always I feel like these free agents like when there's like rumors that they're gonna leaving, they always end up leaving, and there's just this part of me that sees Giannis
Mm.
leaving.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But I think you have to wait until he says I want out, and it's definitive. It's like he comes with his agent and he's like, I'm gonna leave at the end of at the end of next year. You have to trade me.
Yeah,
Like you
So you
can't
wouldn't
trade him
trade
prematurely.
if you
I
were the
think
Bucks GM and I offered Joel Embiid, you would not trade him.
No, no, I wouldn't.
What
but
about like Wiggins and like Draymond Green?
Wiggins.
oh my
We
god,
talking about Wiggins? Like what?
what the hell?
Fine. Buddy Hield.
No, no.
He's gonna,
If you're
these are
starting with
getting,
Buddy Hield,
These are getting worse and worse.
but
The
dude,
whole
I
the
think
whole the whole Kings team for Giannis.
Okay, we
But-
can all agree Vince is gonna be a terrible GM. Andre, what's your point, man?
but now that we were talking about it, what might attract him to the Heat or the Raptors is the player development. Because a while ago we were saying, how does this guy grow? Like, where does he go from here on out?
Okay,
And
here.
I feel like if he goes to the Heat and Raptors, that's where he might be able to discover it.
So here, you're the Bucks GM, and I give you a call. I'm Pat Riley, the Godfather.
Okay.
I have an offer that you can't refuse. So Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo,
No, I think
and
that's
Duncan Robinson.
I don't think the
I
Heat would
think-
do that.
Yeah, the Heat would
I don't think the Heat
Bro,
would do that.
they'd have Dragic, Butler, and Giannis,
No.
and they have
No,
Kelly Olynyk.
they wouldn't do that. That's too much for a disgruntled
Okay, fine,
star
fine.
who's
What
gonna
about
be out in 1 year.
Bam, Hero, and just a bunch of picks?
No.
No.
No,
You wouldn't
because
do that if you were the Bucks, or
the
you wouldn't
Heat-
do that if you were the Heat?
no, I wouldn't do it if I was the Heat because the
No,
Heat
what about
are
the
the
Bucks?
front
What about the
runners
Bucks?
when
Yeah,
Giannis
no.
becomes a free agent.
No, but my question
Yeah.
is the Bucks though.
You can have
Oh,
all.
would I do it if it's the Bucks? Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. If Giannis wants out, dude, that's a steal.
That's
So you have to
right.
wait for Giannis to definitely say like, "I want out." Like you have to wait for him to start packing
Yeah.
his bags and stuff like that. You can't. You're not gonna trade like a moody, bipolar Giannis Antetokounmpo.
But I'm also
Yeah.
thinking, now that I'm like, where does this guy go, nga? I think, okay, we saw his body develop from skinny to ripped.
Dude,
I
not
think
just that, he grew, man. He like
Yeah, I think the next step for him,
Is a
I'm
longer
not sure-
neck.
I don't know. I think it's his flexibility, man. I think the guy's too stiff. I think
Like,
it's
so
limiting
you want
him.
to do like some Richie Rivera,
No,
Is
for
it-
real. Parang when it's just too top heavy, even his free throw, it's just
Yeah.
In fairness,
I just
who
imagine it-
is as long as him and is athletic as him and is more flexible? The only person I can think of is Durant. No one else.
And go for it, Giannis. Follow KD, man. Like, let's
Yeah.
say
Is
he's
it
in the post.
okay?
Like,
What's stiffer to you, Andre? Is it Giannis going for a drive and like moving his body, or is it that LeBron 3-point shot when he looks at the ball and then he takes a step back? Like which one's stiffer?
I think the LeBron. I don't have a problem with the Giannis drive. What's stiff for me are his free throws,
His
Oh,
his
jump
his
shot.
form.
jumper, the
Got it.
form,
There was
and
this
like,
video though that it showed in his rookie year that his jump
cause
shot was actually not that
okay,
bad.
I also with LeBron, but at least he makes it to the left. Do you ever see LeBron dribble to the right? Okay, he's dribbling to the right. Imagine, and then he's fading to the right like that. No,
No, that's one
never.
of his biggest weaknesses
Yeah,
as an all-time great
I
is he
feel like
can't stop on a dime in the mid-range. He's not
LeBron
like Michael Jordan. He's not
yeah.
like Kawhi Leonard,
LeBron has some
Kevin
really
Durant.
stiff ass moves, you
Dude,
know. Like even his
Giannis
spin move for me.
25. He can do it. I believe in you, Giannis. Are you listening? Dude, I swear. That's
No,
all you need, man.
and I was telling this to Vince like when we were talking about it before the show. Like one thing we have to remember about Giannis is he wasn't like this superstar prospect going into the
Yeah,
league.
right.
He
That's right.
grinded his way to the top, right? He built his
Yeah.
game. So it takes some time. He came in as like this lanky, skinny kid. He got ripped, he got jacked, he got like more agile, more flexible, right? Started dominating the paint. Like you can look throughout history, like there are guys who are tall and there are guys who are long. They don't dominate like the
Yeah.
paint like Giannis does.
Well, I bet the Bucks are. If I were the Bucks, I'd be dying to keep him, man. Like that's the only thing my franchise is worth at this point. They even signed his brother to keep him. Who was the
Hey,
other brother?
the Lakers signed the Lakers signed his
Lakers.
brother also, Thanasis
You know what?
Antetokounmpo.
You know what? New strategy. Danny Ainge, do this. Sign all the Antetokounmpo brothers. And then sign the mom, sign the dad. So
They're all
Giannis
7 feet.
Oh,
They're all
that
7 feet.
fast.
You can build a whole Antetokounmpo lineup. Dude. Get Giannis there. The Heat should do that, dude. That would guarantee Giannis to get there.
There's a
So-
fourth one pa.
There's a fourth
know,
one,
right?
right?
School. Yeah,
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 this one
there's
is
there's a
cool.
lot of them. Remember their gym pic? I'll put it up on the screen. Like they were all flexing and like lifting weights. Remember?
Giannis is the only one who became Giannis, right? Like,
Yeah.
none of them. How's the Lakers Antetokounmpo?
No, he's not even in the rotation. Not even
Yeah.
close. I'm
Is he in the
sorry.
bubble though? Is he even in the game?
Yeah, he's in the
Oh,
bubble.
okay. All right.
So let's shift gears to the other side of the matchup, the Miami Heat. I think they're like, they're this perfect combination because they can shoot really well. They have that modern game,
Yeah.
but they don't have like, the typical finesse shooters who are soft. They have dogs. They're full of
Yeah,
dogs like on that team.
the Heat are scary, man.
They're scary.
They're the scary. I feel like they're the scariest team coming out of the entire East. Like, I don't know about. I think it's the Jimmy Butler culture. You know what I mean? Where I feel like you. Okay, before we used to talk about Jimmy Butler and how many would say he was a bad teammate, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, but I see it now. And imagine Jimmy Butler with his attitude, like his Michael Jordan attitude now, playing with Carl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins.
Two
Like,
of the softest players. Like it's crazy, man.
like there's like remember that time when he was in practice saying like I don't need you, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butler's such a guy's the worst teammate ever.
No,
but
man,
then
I
I
thought
realized
it was
now like
the
he's
most
surrounded-
badass move. It was like
Yeah.
with the third stringers, right?
no, yeah,
Like,
but
in-
like I thought Jimmy was the problem because with the Sixers he was also the kind of like the odd one out there. But then I realized it's really the culture where Jimmy needs these players like he even said himself like even white players who like are like
Yeah.
the toughest like players out
Yeah.
there like
Yeah.
shooters who you don't expect to be like those kinds of tough guys like Duncan Robinson, entire hero. But then
Individually, they embrace it, man. Like,
Yeah.
just think of Bam, Iggy, Jay Crowder,
yeah,
right?
even
And then-
Jay Crowder,
dude, Tyler
huh?
Hero is no pushover, man. He's
Dude,
feisty.
yeah.
He can put it on the floor, and he's got dog in him.
Ball is Life mixtape, white kid scoring 30 points, 40 points. I remember that when he's still in high school. Wild. This
He
guy
talks
was
a lot
talking
too,
trash
dude.
in
That
high
guy
school.
talks like so much trash.
I think Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler. It's like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
You look at all the Pat Riley teams in the past, also like Alonzo Mourning era. Like they were just
Yeah.
so tough, man, and that's why I think Giannis would be perfect over there.
Yeah.
because Giannis is like cut from that same cloth,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
it's like I feel like the Heat are like the Celtics, but a more confident version. And I don't want to get into the Celtics yet because we'll talk about that next time. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
obviously after their losses, they're kind of
Stay
reeling
tuned,
right
guys.
now. Yeah, but the Heat and the Celtics play pretty much identical, where you don't really know what's gonna like what to expect in a way that they're so versatile. And obviously their 3 point game, their shooting's crazy. But
Yeah.
again, like they all have this they have these pieces where everyone can show up at a given night. But
Yeah.
the Heat, what makes the Heat different is they kind of have this swagger. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how to
And
describe
it's
it. It's just
even like in the rookies, like Tyler Hero Kanina, like when what was
Wild.
it game 4? Yeah,
Four.
game
Four.
yeah,
4. Like
Big
he hit
shots.
3 straight threes, right? Like clutch
Big
at the end of the
shots.
game. Like he's not afraid of the moment, right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. He's more than a shooter, man.
And it starts in the top. I think Pat Riley, GOAT, GOAT
Yeah.
GM. I think. Oh wait, it's hard because you think of GOAT GM right now. You think of Danny Ainge because of the
Yeah.
moves. But I think the discipline he's instilling in the Heat,
Yeah.
keeping the body fat percentage at a certain range, their weight,
I was
that's
listening
crazy
to Andre
discipline.
Iguodala on the Bill Simmons podcast.
Yeah,
He was at like 6% body fat, and
yeah.
he was like,
They do.
you
They
need to
have
put it
Iggy,
down a
right?
bit more, like just a little bit more. That is
It's
crazy, man.
crazy. That's
Like
what,
yeah,
sick. It's crazy, man.
and I think if you think of the greatest executives of all time, here's Jerry West right at the top. I
Yeah,
think Pat Riley's not that far off, man. Like Pat Riley's he's a winner as a
yeah.
player, as an executive. Just I want him like in my organization.
Mm-hmm.
Not Magic Johnson.
The greatest Lakers president ever. And an important thing for these Miami Heat, like shout out to Goran Dragic. Like throughout the season, he sacrificed like his role. He came off the bench, right,
Right.
for like a rookie Kendrick Nunn. And in the playoffs, he's starting now because he's a baller. But just
What?
he's playing so well. He makes big shots all around. He's a playmaker. Like, and he's got some dog in
Yeah.
Dragon, man.
Slovenians, bro. Crazy.
See, they're making the finals.
Wait, what happened to Nunn again? Right,
Oh,
I
he
forgot
doesn't play.
about him.
He doesn't play that
No,
much.
he's just benched. I think
Yeah.
he's just benched.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
an 8, 9 man max rotation. Dude, even Kelly Olynyk, man. Kelly Olynyk had that one game. You guys remember that against
He's
the
a baller.
Wizards?
Yeah.
Dude, he's
He's
a
a
dog,
baller.
man. He's a baller. With the Celtics, the Celtics are gonna lose that game,
Yeah.
and Kelly
And it's just
Olynyk made
you wouldn't expect it. Like he's this slow moving, white, long haired guy. And it's just he's a baller, man. Like he'll light you up if you leave him open.
yeah, dude. He's a fighter too. The Heat are just.
Yeah.
You think they're making the
They're a
finals?
deep team. They're a deep team.
Or are they making the fun? I want to say yes. See, for me, the Heat they have all the components except that MVP caliber player. I think Jimmy Butler's like just
Right
like a
below that.
peg down.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
unfortunately, as much as I love Jimmy buckets, like I love Jimmy buckets as much as the next guy. But
I feel like if the Celtics win and the Heat win, I mean the Heat are gonna win. So if the Celtics win, that's gonna be a 7 game series for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like that will go down to like a single possession, a single quarter, whatever, that type of
and
series.
that's
'Cause
gonna be like an amazing coaching matchup. You got
yeah,
Brad Stevens versus Eric Spoelstra.
even
Like
even the
Spo doesn't get
Celtics,
enough love either.
yeah, even
Like
the
Yeah.
Celtics Raptors right now is an amazing coaching if you watch the games. But yeah, we'll talk
yeah,
about that next time.
yeah,
A lot of great coaches in the East. I think it's a mental battle there in the East.
yeah. Even unfortunately he got fired, but even Nate McMillan, man, great coach.
Yeah.
I want to
Why did
see.
they fire him?
I'm
Was he-
interested to see where he ends up.
But if
Yeah.
you all want to know my finals prediction, my friends know this.
Good job,
Bro.
good job, Andre.
Lakers Celtics.
Yeah, dude.
I think it's
that-
Lakers. Can we talk about the Celtics for a bit? Do we have time? Do we have time, Javier?
Yeah, go for it.
Dude, I'm so stressed, man. I have never been this stressed watching an NBA series ever. And it's the type of stress like you just miss something. Like okay, game three's loss wouldn't have been as painful if we didn't lose game four badly. It's just it was different. The Celtics look different
Right.
out there. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the difference between being up 3-0 and
Yeah.
being like um up 2-1 and knowing that the Raptors have like a chance. And these are
It's
not
like night. It's a
just
night
their
and
these
day,
are
bro.
their experience. Championship caliber
Yeah.
Raptors. Like they've been through adversity and everything. The Celtics haven't. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the farthest Kemba's been. I mean, Jason Tatum had that like one rookie season where he went, but other than that, not really. No
Let
real
me just
adversity.
remind our viewers real quick. The Celtics were 0.5 seconds away from a
You don't
3-0
have to stress
series
me out.
lead.
You don't have to
And at
stress
the
me out.
time of recording this, they find themselves in a 2-2 series. Like
It's
that's
just
tough. And
it's
it's
just
That is
2-2 against the reigning NBA champions. Like
the
this is
momentum
this is not a
is
pushover team.
it's I don't know the Celtics. I hope they figure it out. It's just they they were balling out in the bubble. They were so confident. They were figuring, oh, we're
yeah.
the best. No one will beat us. Then obviously that one shot hits them, and it's crazy. It shows how one possession can really change the outlook of the entire series.
Yeah.
The
Right.
series would be done if that shot didn't go in.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
sure.
It's a
Now,
make or miss league.
yeah, now we're 2-2 and we don't even know. Like the Raptors have the momentum. You feel
Yeah,
my
man.
He's
pain?
so heavy.
I feel your pain.
I couldn't even watch the game, dude. I game 4, I was so stressed. I had to watch the fourth quarter only. It was early too, but dude, I can't watch, dude. I get anxious and stuff. I was telling Javier like this is the
Yeah.
most stressful series I think ever.
No, you know how painful it was to like go through that, like watching Vince go through that. I didn't even I didn't even clown him for like what happened to the Celtics just because I knew like he was going through it, you know. So I let him off the hook.
And Nick Nurse too, props to him. He's figuring it out, dude. He figured out that Gasol's useless and that Ibaka is the one that actually kills the Celtics.
Pick and
So
pop.
I
yeah.
think we
Pick
have
and
to
pop.
credit Nick Nurse a lot for the innovation that he's done for like coaching in
Yeah.
this day and age because a lot of the coaches they just stuck with like man to man and all that. Like because of like his willingness to try all of these defensive schemes like man to man, zone, 2-3 zone
Yeah.
and like box and one and all that. Like oh you're seeing it more now in these playoffs. Like coaches are like switching up. Even the Lakers like with our trapping
Can
Harden.
I can
I'm
I
pretty
make
sure that's
a
an inspiration from
can I
Nick
make a
Nurse.
short rant? So did you guys watch game 4? No. Too early.
Highlights.
Okay.
Even the highlights were sad.
Stan Van Gundy is the worst commentator out there. He hates the Celtics. Legit.
Not
He
Jeff, huh? Stan.
sucks Kyle Lowry. Okay, this is what makes it more. You or whatever. You can do that. You can cheer for him. It's fine. But okay, here's what happened. So he the whole game is applauding Lowry for like his flops. Like Lowry selling the call. That's how he says it when Lowry does it. Selling
Oh,
it.
then
He's
he
like,
goes
oh,
on smart.
he's like, oh yeah, that's an experience. That's a championship move right there. It takes whatever you want to win. You gotta do it. You gotta sell it. Marcus Smart flops once. Okay, so they're both
That was
floppers.
a really
Okay?
bad flop. That was a really bad flop.
Okay, but they're
Let me
no
just say
no.
that.
This is a different. This is game 4. This is not the bad flop. This is another flop.
I'm
And
sorry, yes, too many.
Stan roasts him. Legit, he's like
I
so
heard
mad.
that.
He's like, this doesn't belong in the league. There's no like shut the you were just applauding Kyle Lowry for flopping, saying it's a championship move. And Marcus Smart is doing this exact same thing. And he's saying, yeah, ref should figure out how to get that out of the league. There's no place for it. You don't belong here.
Yeah.
Get him off air, dude. I
I'm
legit could not stand him, man.
okay. I'll I'll concede that there are a lot more people who are understanding of Lowry and CP3 making drawing those fouls, like making those quote unquote winning plays than there are for Marcus Smart.
It's just
But
Right.
it doesn't make sense how you can. Well, you know what? I won't go. I won't go there. I'm gonna.
Chill out.
I have another rant too. I have
bro,
another
wait,
rant.
we just have to remember this is buckets and chill.
Chill.
Buckets and chill.
Can I make
All
another
right.
rant though? I have another rant about the. Bill Simmons said this too. I think the
The
replay
Podfather.
system, the replay system of the NBA. I think it's okay. One of the biggest things that disturbs me is how you can review an out of bounds play. I think this happened in the Heat series where Butler was pushed out of bounds and they had to review the out of bounds play. So you can
Yeah.
review that play, but you can't review if he was fouled or not.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That's
Yeah,
the
you can't.
dumbest thing. Cause like we're taking all these breaks and then they're so boring. There's like 5 minutes for like 10 minutes of us watching the
Dude,
same
that's
replay again and
important
again.
bathroom break time
Yeah.
Dude, I
during
can't
the game.
stand it. It's so boring, and they can't even make the right call after that. Why can't
And
they just call it like, oh, there's a foul there. It's a foul. We changed our mind. Like,
yeah,
why do they
right.
have to review like a single call only? It's so one dimensional.
Right.
I th-
And what's the point? Like there's already it's only done in the last 2 minutes and then we have the challenge.
Yeah.
So why can't you just go all out and make the right
Dude,
call? It's
they should
dumb.
just do ball don't lie, man. If that's what they're gonna do, like shoot at the top of the key, two players. That would be
Ball
fun.
don't
That would
lie.
be fun. I think that would they'd be
Ball
trash
don't lie.
talking. Like
You heard it here first.
imagine Westbrook trash talking LeBron again, and then he bricks a shot. Dude, that's entertainment right there. Instead, we're stuck here like what 10 minutes because timeouts, halftime, and then the game just gets so slow. And this is part of the reason why Nick Nurse and Brad Stevens, both of them, they figured out like you can play players for 40 plus minutes because there's just so many of these random breaks to review calls, and the game
Yeah.
just gets so flashed. I don't know. I just feel like the NBA should fix that, dude. Like, there's
I
no
think
way.
yeah,
Like,
the technology is so new that their approach to like and how they apply it to the game has to catch up. Like, and you can see that with sports outside of basketball as well. Like in football, like VAR is such a huge problem.
yeah.
Even in F1, like there was some like replay like drama
It's just dumb
yesterday.
how I can tackle
Shout
you.
out to Pierre Gasly, first non-Mercedes, non-Ferrari, non-Red Bull winner in a
It's-
race since 2013.
it's
That's
just
ridiculous.
it's just
Best
so
race of the
dumb
year.
how like I can tackle you, I can punch you or whatever, and the refs won't see it, and then the ball goes out of bounds and they review it and they're like they clearly see I punched you, I choked you or whatever, and do anything to you, and they're like, oh no, that's a clean play, out of bounds. It doesn't make sense, and it's so stupid how we're already sacrificing our like this time to just make the right call, and they still can't get it. Yeah, that's my rant. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And let's address like the elephant in the room as well for going back to the series. Like you guys are missing Gordon Hayward. Like
Oh, we needed Gordon
he's
Hayward today.
he, yeah, you needed Gordon Hayward, especially against the
Yesterday,
Raptors.
yeah.
Like just for the
Especially when
matchups.
Jalen
And
Brown
that
is
relegates like someone to the bench. Like who is it? Wanamaker or
semi.
like someone doesn't get playing time.
Semi.
Semi, yeah. One of those guys.
No, the
It's just
Gordon.
another like good two-way player.
No, like he'd make shots too. He's not like the type to go
Yeah.
cold either. He
Yeah.
makes open shots, makes mid, spreads the floor. And then Jalen Brown, if he's shooting like 2 for 16. I also have a problem with Kemba. I feel like Kemba should have shot more. He shot like I don't know how many, but I know he didn't shoot enough. And he's
Yeah.
supposed to be the man, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I think he admitted to that.
yeah, he said it after the game, like, but you're not supposed to even say that after a game. You have to perform it. Like, I
Yeah.
think he's also low key finding his role with Jason Tatum arising. He needs to be, but then yeah, in moments like that, he's probably the oldest person on the team, or yeah, one of, and yeah, I feel like Kemba's gotta step up to that.
For sure. They need cardiac Kemba.
Yeah, it's just so heartbreaking how Kemba already like that game 3 was already in the bag with that Kemba, but yeah.
So what, guys? Is it playoff P right here and playoff Bud like right here? Is it like are they as bad as each other?
Playoff P. What is the other one?
Playoff Bud.
Playoff Bud. There's also no mild P. I told you about that. Pascal Siakam, mild P, spicy
Mild P.
Yeah,
I feel bad for
there.
him, bro.
I forgot about that. What happened to Marcus Smart and Pascal?
No,
I
Siakam.
was watching. I
Sa-
was watching the first two games and
I think they
liked
just-
how that matchup was working for the Celtics, and then all of a sudden now it's Jalen Brown.
no, I think it was both. But I mean, I feel like Siakam. I feel like they realized midway that Siakam was not that good. You know what I mean? And
He ain't the one, man.
yeah,
I think-
it's really Lowry and Van Fleet who killed us.
Yeah.
Like
And I think
Siakam.
Siakam, he's asked to be more than he actually is.
No, he's like,
Like-
a mini. He's like a worse version of Giannis, like a less dominant Giannis. In
Yeah.
a way, he has one move, his stupid spin move thing, and
Yeah,
At best, for me, at best, Siakam is a complimentary star.
yeah.
So I feel like we should, a lot of people are criticizing him. He's being asked to be that like number one option on like a championship team when he just isn't that guy. And that's okay. Like that's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like I think Nurse figured it out too, and how where they realized they need to stop because at first they didn't. Siakam doesn't really know what he was doing. Like he
Yeah.
was kind of like standing around. He'd post up, then
Yeah.
he couldn't get it. But then Nick Nurse fixed that in a way that now they run it through the high pick and roll. I think with Van
Yeah.
Fleet and Lowry to attack the Celtics bigs, and that's one thing also they realized to beat the Celtics, just get the offensive rebound, and that killed us in Game 4. Like they realized the Celtics don't have
The
rebounding a
size.
rebounding threat.
Oh,
So
let me just go off like real quick. Like Stephen A. Smith, like yeah, okay, man. Like props to you. You're at the top of the game, but at least learn how to say Daniel Tice's name.
what do you
Like
say?
every
What does he
single time,
say?
he's like Theus. This brother's special.
Yeah.
Theus. And I'm like, what are you talking
That's
about?
like
His name
Charles
is Tice.
Barkley. Charles Barkley, like he pronounced Baganchunas Bagan swine sauce. Jonas Bagan swine sauce.
Even Shaq on
You think these
what
guys are paid, right, to
yeah.
get these
What if they're
pronunciations
doing it on
right?
purpose
Yeah, some of them are
for
on
the
purpose,
cloud?
yeah. But even Shaq, he was like, Luka Doncic is the best player ever to come out from his country. And then Charles Barkley was like, what country is that? And then Shaq's like, I don't know, his country. It's just
What country is that? What country is that though?
Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Okay, good job.
Hey, got that. NBA stock knowledge. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. And remember, come through with buckets and chill for all things basketball.